everybody, welcome to Runaway Trains. Drayke and Earl are here today, and we have a lot to tell you about all of our Thomas collection. Our buddy Earl is also a YouTuber. And Earl, what's the name of your channel?
Trainboy48.
Trainboy48 is here in the house with us. So we're going to go run through our combined collection of Thomas and Friends and a few British things that represent on the show as well. How about we start down this end? What's the first engine? Now we're in this side of the table. This is Earl.
So as you can see, the first section that you see right down here is Donald and Emily, Henry, Gordon, James, Edward, Duck, Salty, Mavis, Oliver, Toad, Thomas, Percy.
And now we're getting into Drayke's half here. Drayke, you want to just real briefly tell us who you got here?
Birdie, Toby, Thomas, another Thomas, James,
Origin Thomas.
Origin Thomas.
And Origin
Donald
James.
and Douglas. Emily, Gordon, Henry.
Why is Scarlo always so small?
This is narrow gauge. And
then over here we have
a class 60. I don't know what class this one is.
Any of you British train enthusiasts, if you want to leave a comment for us.
We have the Flying Scotsman. We have the
Pannier.
Pannier tank. I don't know what this one. Well, this one looks like Oliver, but it's not really Oliver. We have an industrial shunter, and then the intercity train.
Okay, so I see there's some rolling stock on the table as well.
Yes. So over here we have the express coaches, the real ones from Britain, and over here we have there's Annie and Clarabelle. Those are Drake's, and Henrietta. This is my Henrietta.
Henrietta kind of goes with Toby, right?
Yes, she goes with Toby, and Annie and Annie and Clarabelle. My versions, which I spray painted their undercarriages black, and they go and they
difference, yeah,
right. So they're accurate to the show themselves.
Awesome.
And they go along with Thomas, as you know. Yes. And over here we have the three red branch line coaches.
Earl, you brought up a good point here. You said you kind of painted the bottom of the carriages to be accurate to the show.
Because that's how they look like.
I've seen a lot of the Thomas fans online that actually do that too. They'll kind of customize their trains a little bit more to make them more accurate to the show.
Right. Just like you did with your Toby.
You did similar with Toby.
You added the real bell to his top, replacing the old one. Yes.
So you can kind of see a little more three-dimensional. You know, the original Bachmann one, it's molded into the body, and we're like,
It doesn't
it
doesn't look
that's
good.
You know, I love the Bachmann trains, but once in a while, I was like, come on, guys, you could just make it a little more realistic.
You gave Thomas the separately applied whistle, even Donald, Douglas, and Emily, and Gordon.
Yeah.
But why not Toby?
Yes, Toby needs to have a little special attention too.
He does.
So now, I also noticed there's a few different versions of James on the table. We got the Origin James.
We have Origin James, and then we have James in his red paint.
Now, there's another one down here, and they look a little different. What's different about them? Can we put the two together?
What's different is that you guys can tell from your guys' point of view is that this James is actually mine from the 2002 who first one that they made with the splash. Well, as you can see, there's the splasher is red and the wheels are gray. Yeah. Right, and so is his tender right here.
Yeah, I see that. They're kind of like the gray molded sort of wheel centers.
Yes, just like the 2D artwork that you see.
Let's bring the other one over here.
However,
to kind of show us. some of it.
However, this one, this one is the latest update with the splasher being black right here, and the wheels are also black as well, and it's his tender as well. So there's a difference between both of these.
And you know what's funny? Paint. It's just a little bit on the orange side. I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but to my eyes, just got a little bit more orange leaning on this one.
Kind of, yes.
This one is more red.
Yes, but...
Probably you can't tell there on the camera, but like to our eyes here in the room, just ever so slightly.
More red.
Yes, and if you have... And if you actually... if you guys have any... have this version of the James, I think you could slightly tell the difference between the original one, being a shade light bright orange orange.
This one
you can't
like an orange red, and this one's more like a red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got a few doubles on the table. Earl has, let's see, is it Douglas on the end there?
That's Donald.
That's Donald.
Number 9.
Yes.
Emily.
We got Emily, Henry and Gordon.
And we've kind of got them down here too. Henry, Gordon, Emily.
Yes.
We've got the twins. We've got
both of them.
Donald and Douglas.
Yes. And actually, I have Douglas, but I couldn't Douglas as well, but I just couldn't bring him along. I even have Toby, but I couldn't bring him either because my bag is too full.
Yeah. Whoa. You should have seen Earl when we picked him up today. He had this huge shopping bag filled with all of the Thomas clamshells here. You can see a mountain of them on the other table over here. And Earl is our friend who showed us how to, when you open the box, you cut it along the side, and then you just kind of slide out the tray like that, and then you can kind of put your trains back and preserve them and keep them from getting harmed.
Just like that.
And, I think a lot of us are sitting here with our scissors just like busting our knuckles trying to cut the whole clamshell out, and then we got nowhere to put our train back when we're done.
You must be careful while you're doing that, guys. And I'm talking to the viewers.
Yes, that's right. Earl's talking to you viewers. You got to be careful when you're cutting out the trains from the boxes. Here's a couple characters you don't see a lot. Salty and Mavis, I think, are both really cool. They have cool roles in the show. Salty, of course, has
Salty,
that sort of sailor
course, is
character.
A dockside diesel.
Dockside Deagle. Dockside Diesel.
Diesel.
Who loves to tell stories behind the scenes.
Mavis, it says it right there. The Farquhar Quarry Diesel.
Yes, she works at the near Thomas's branch line.
Now, something about Mavis, I noticed, Toby has this too, there's
cow catchers and side plates.
Cow catchers and side plates. The side plates kind of conceal the wheels here.
So no animal or person could get under the wheels and hurt themselves.
So I wonder,
Exactamundo.
I wonder why they did that. Maybe they're working in an area where there's a lot of people working and stuff, where it was just dangerous to...
And also animals.
Animals, probably, where they're...
Because animals will get under the wheels and hurt themselves. We don't want that on our railway.
Now, I'm looking here. This is not an engine. This looks like a coach, but it's not a coach. What is
it? It's a brake van.
It's brake van. Toad is a brake van, and you guys just basically already know this. He belongs with Oliver. Hence to why I have them next to each other.
That's Oliver over there.
Yes.
Now, when they say Toad, is that spelled like toad, like a frog, or toad, like I towed my car yesterday?
Yes.
So toad like a frog?
Like a frog.
Like a frog, yes.
Right.
Toad.
Yeah. Toad, like ribbit.
Ribbit.
And then I'm moving down here, and then I see a bus there. That's Bird of the Bus, right?
That's
the
right.
one and only.
The one and only Bird of the Bus.
And the only bus that you could find him on Sodor, unless if you count Bulgy from that matter.
Bulgy.
Which was a double-decker bus.
Yes.
If you guys don't mind us geeking out a little bit on the Thomas stuff, I remember there was an episode where there were like chickens in a bus. Do you remember something about that?
Yes, that's
what Bulgy.
That was in season 7. When Chitapa had put Bulgy back on surface, but then chickens climbed into him, and the passengers got covered in feathers
and eggs.
Right, eggs.
Broken eggs.
Now, Emily's one of my favorite trains here too. She's got a unique look with the big wheel in the center there. Have you guys noticed like her the larger? It's almost like a paddle wheel, like on a steamship or something. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like her design.
Yes.
And also
and her coaches, right?
That's right.
Don't forget about her coaches. Are also the same color as Emily. Well, kind of the same color as Emily.
They are.
Same color as Emily. So.
No, how come this little short guy is so short?
Well,
it's because
he runs on his own railway called the Skarloey Railway.
Right. He's a HONEN3, meaning he runs on N-scale track.
Yep.
And he's narrow gauge. Is
narrow gauge?
Yes, narrow gauge engine.
I only have
engine. Skarloey, along with his other friends, are narrow gauge engines that runs on small track.
I only have Skarloey right now. I'm planning on getting more narrow gauge engines later.
Rheneas, Rusty, Peter, Sam,
Duncan. They don't make a Duncan, but I'll probably make a Duncan.
Sure, you can customize him, but they are planning on making Sir Handel.
Oh yeah, and also I'll probably get the Rheneas, but in the yellow paint, so I just could make him a Duncan, because it's already yellow. Duncan's yellow, and I can make his custom out of that.
True, you can do
Rocking
that.
and rolling. I'm a plain speaking engine.
And I believe in plain speaking. I'm a plain speaking engine. So speak up.
Something I noticed about Henry.
Scottish accent.
On this part here, on some of the Henry in the books, he's sort of shaped like Gordon here, where this kind of goes down.
Yes, but that was
this
when
is a little different here.
He first when he was first built.
But now, after his incident with the flying kipper, his train that he pulls, he crashed and he had to be mended, and now he's in the LMS. LMS Standard Black 5.
Right. So to make it more clear, I can't believe I'm making it a bio. Henry came in looking almost like Gordon, but and he didn't run as well. However, until Special Cole came in, and then when he had a crash pulling the flying kipper, he derailed himself, and Sir Tobamat sent him to crew.
To be mended.
Yeah. Right, and got rebuilt into
the Standard Black 5.
Right, like you said, Standard Black 5, LMS. Black 5.
And
I see on Gordon over here, Drayke did a little custom there, added a headlight or headlamp.
Headlamp, yeah.
There's a 3D printer at a school.
And also some.
Oh yes.
And also some of the Thomas trains, if you notice on the front, they have a lamp that just doesn't look that good. So I had to upgrade their lamps just to make it more accurate to the TV show, as you could see.
And then you got one on Thomas as well there, right?
It's more TV show accurate.
And then I noticed over here on the Flying Scotsman too.
Yes.
Yeah, the Scotsman has 2 lamps.
Right.
One on each side.
Yes.
Are there any other customized stuff on the table here?
Only Toby.
Toby, maybe the headlamps that you guys did.
And only Annie and Clarabelle.
Annie and Clarabelle, the special paint.
That's basically it
Yes, it is.
for the modified
Nothing
trends.
else.
I don't know. What is there anything else you guys want to add or say about?
Yeah, all of these engines that you see on the table, they all have real life bases. Thomas is an E2 class tank engine,
Right.
which was sadly scrapped. Edward
Yes, unfortunately.
has his own, which is a K2 furnace, I think.
Yes, 440.
440.
440. Yes.
James has his own. Gordon has his own, which is, well, of course, the Scotsman.
A1J class. Yes.
Emily has hers. Emerald Sterling
which
single, I think.
I forgot which one it is, along with James. Which basics they are.
I think this is the Emerald Sterling single because of that one wheel,
Oh, then yes.
which has also been preserved. So she has hers preserved. Henry's, well,
the Black
Five.
Five.
Gordon, well, of course,
Since
is the
it's
Flying
rebuilt.
Scotsman in real life.
Now, when I
Yes.
think of Gordon, I always think about that one episode about the dome.
Oh, yes.
What do you remember
And
about that?
the city of Churro, which, as you can see, there is no city of Churro.
But that's a real train, though, isn't it? The city
which
of
is a
Truro?
real train, yes.
And then
It
what
is.
happens? That Gordon gets jealous because he's getting all the attention or something, and
Yeah.
Yes.
and he's like, never
People
trust
think-
a
Dome
dome.
engines,
think-
they're not respectable.
And then
People,
But Gordon
he think-
himself loses his own dome.
He's jealous because because City of Troll runs much more faster than him.
100 miles an hour.
Yes, as Thomas stated.
you know, that's one thing I'll say about the Thomas stories is there's such good morals in every story.
Trust me, great morals.
And-
Indeed. From the first 5 seasons.
Yeah, and you know, we were looking at Henry,
Especially.
and you know,
Especially.
Henry has a special story of his own as well.
Yes, he
And
does.
We've talked about that before on the show, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to say it. We'll let if you guys know the story of Henry and what happens to Henry, leave it in the comments, okay?
Comments it below.
And now
Yes.
Duck is
Yes.
a character that
Well,
we see
yes.
on the show, and then I'm going to bring this one over
Real
here
life
too,
basis.
because I see you have kind of another version of it here. So maybe
Here
we
are
can
their-
compare those two.
Here are them compared to one of each other.
And
Same engine.
the show version here, the Bachmann one, it seems a little bigger and a little more boxier or something. But that
Yes,
just adds
it
to
is.
It just adds more to his personality, I think.
Much more.
Oh yeah, much more. And then
So something you should know about my duck is that sadly he does not run properly. Yeah.
Does he need a tune-up or something?
Yes.
Maybe
yes,
we can clean him
a
out.
bit, much more tuned up. Something's wrong because something is wrong with his motor.
Are you smelling the burning, like the electrical smell or whatever?
Well, it's not. Well, it didn't burn out, but it's just not moving He's not moving properly. I think it's dead. The motor inside of it is
Oh.
weak, becoming dead.
All right, Duck, you hear that? We got to get you to the repair garage. What do they call it?
The repair works.
To the repair works.
yeah. And then we also have Oliver.
Oliver,
He also has a real life engine, which is, as you can
the
see,
counterpart there.
put it side by side, a little bit bigger, but they're the same engine.
And what type of work would Oliver have done?
Oliver does mixed traffic, so passengers and freight.
Yes.
So he could pull goods trains or passengers.
Yes. Either way. Yeah.
And then he's also his wheel
Yes.
configuration is a
1, 2.
402.
Yeah, that's an odd.
Is he a 402?
Yeah,
He's got like 2
402.
larger wheels in the front and a smaller trailing wheel.
in the back.
Or is it an 04? 4.2. Is that what he is?
That's what I just said.
No.
And also, same for.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah.
But this one is made by Hornby,
Right.
and this one
It's made
is
by Bachmann.
Made by Bachmann because it has a face.
You know.
Yes, the face that is close to its CGI render.
Yeah.
I say all the time whenever we do these videos about the Bachmann Thomas trains that these are real model trains. You know,
They're not toys.
Some of you adults might look at these and say, "Oh, another episode about the Thomas trains. I'm tired of that." But they're real model trains. They bring a lot of joy, a lot of fun and happiness to the hobby.
They do. They do.
You know, there's not as many detailed parts on them, so you can handle them a little bit more without breaking them. Some of these, like especially like our duck, has some really fine, separately applied parts, like you see there. But with these Thomas trains, you know, I guess they're made for younger hands. That's fine. But they're real model trains, folks. You know, they run on the rails. They're not battery operated. They're electrical trains.
Oh no!
But Birdie,
Yes.
I mean Birdie, yeah, you could push him around.
He's motor free. Yeah.
Birdie's the only toy here.
The vehicles actually,
The road vehicles are just toys. Basically.
Yes.
Pretty much.
But the trains
yes,
themselves
so
have motors.
so like Birdie, if you pick up Birdie, Terrence, or Harold, yes, Jeremy, it wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't be a problem if you would get them wet or something.
But the rest
something. They're motor free.
Yeah.
They don't have any motor inside them. No.
And everyone else on the table, motors, except
electrical.
Toad.
Except the brake van.
Except the rolling stock.
Except the rolling stock. The rolling stock.
They don't have any motors either.
No motors in the rolling stock, but
and they don't. In fact, they don't need to. Rolling stocks don't need motors.
Yeah,
no.
But only the engines do.
When we talk about the show, sometimes, like if we're in the car and we're talking about the trains from Thomas and Friends, a lot of times we'll do like the character voices. You guys ever imitate the trains at all?
I always imitate James.
What does James sound like?
Disgusting.
Almost.
Wait,
Almost.
I think I could do it. Disgusting.
What's the despicable thing that I hear you say?
Despicable, I think.
Is Henry.
Yeah.
Disgraceful is Gordon.
Disgraceful. Despicable is Henry.
So let's do all three. They're next to each other. Go ahead. Start with Henry.
Start with Gordon. He says disgraceful.
Despicable. Disgusting.
Well, actually, it's the other way around.
No, I think it's
no. Gordon says it first, then James, and then Henry.
Let's do that again. Disgraceful. Disgusting.
Despicable.
One of my favorites. I don't know if it's the CGI version, but when they do Toby, he's like, "Thomas, are we gonna go down to the docks today?" He always sounds all nervous and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Toby.
Right.
He's always like a little skittish or something. Oh, I don't know about that.
That's yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, it's kind of
really not.
well. That's kind of one of those things I did. Things that Andrew didn't really fix.
Yeah.
How about the Scotland twins here? What do they sound like?
Donald and Douglas.
They're Scottish.
They're just plain Scottish.
They're Scottish.
They always, what do they call each other? Like they have nicknames.
Yes,
Donnie and Doogie.
Donnie and Doogie. Exactamundo.
Donnie and Doogie.
Donald is Donnie and Douglas is Dougie. Yeah, Doogie.
Doogie.
Donnie and Diggy.
There's nothing worse than an American trying to do a Scottish accent.
That's what they said. In fact, you would hear that in the Railway series. They would call them. They'll call Donnie and Doogie and by their nicknames in the Railway series.
I liked in the books. Drayke was reading the books recently, and when they came to the island, they didn't have numbers and.
Or names, or nameplates.
No names either.
So they could switch their tenders and no one would know.
Yeah.
Which is what happens in the missing coach.
Well, what do you say we wrap up here? We'll do one last sweep down the table here.
Yes.
Show you all
the
trains. Combined collection of Earl and Drayke. All their Thomas and Friends trains.
And vehicles.
And vehicles, and I guess I should say at the end here, they're British locomotives as well.
Yes, because they all have buffers. Except Birdie.
Except all the... Yes, and Terrence.
And Terrence.
And Terrence. So
Harold.
And
we have more pieces to add to the collection, and we'll do an update maybe in 10 months or something like that if we acquire any other ones. So give you a shout out one more time to Earl's channel, Trainboy48. Subscribe to Trainboy48 for more railroad fun.
This is me, Trainboy48, under the undername of me saying, be kind to one another.
All right, so we always end our episodes by saying, thank you for watching Runaway Trains. We'll see you on the next run.
Despicable!